Your moving day arrived. You get on the plane, and after 26 hours of more of travel, you finally get to New Zealand. You are completely exhausted from the trip, but there are so many things to do. Hi, my name is Tanya, and this is Max and Travels. Here we talk about moving abroad and managing your personal finances while doing so. Moving abroad can be overwhelming. There are hundreds of things that you have to think about, but today I would like to try to make your life easier. First thing first, I suggest you to start looking for a job way before coming here. At the moment, everyone is looking for staff to hire. I have to say they are quite desperate. What happened in the last few years with the borders closed is that most immigrants left, leaving New Zealand without workers. Applying for the visa is quite easy, you can do it online, but sometimes the government website can be a little bit confusing. So please let me know in the comments below if you would like me to make a tutorial on how to do this. I personally suggest to apply for a working holiday visa. It's a type of visa that allows you to live in the country and work here for up to 1 year. New Zealand immigration is incredibly slow. When I applied for my visa, it took them about 2 weeks to accept it. So if it takes a long time, don't worry about it, don't panic. Probably they're just short-handed as well. As soon as they accept your application, book the flight. Keep in consideration that a flight from Europe to New Zealand costs around 1,000 euros and it can easily go over 2,000. So you want to book it in advance and you want to find the cheapest option available. Always remember to also purchase a travel and health insurance before coming here. If you've traveled or lived in Australia, you may know they have Medicare. Well, here in New Zealand that doesn't exist. So you'll have to purchase a separate health and travel insurance before coming here. I suggest you to start looking for an apartment as well, way before coming here. I found my first apartment in Auckland through NZ Flatmates. And to avoid getting scammed, it's better if you always get a contract before, and if there are things that you don't understand, don't feel afraid to ask. Ask to explain them, and always try to do it by email instead of on the phone. So if things go sideways, you have everything written down. And before sending the money, make sure you have the signed contract from both parties, so from the tenant or the owner of the house and yourself as well. Now it's time for you to look for a job. So you can do this by sending directly emails to the companies that you're interested in, or you can start looking for job offers on platforms like Seek. Let me know if you're interested in seeing the process that I usually use when looking for a job overseas, and if it could be useful for you as well, so I can think of making a video about it. Here's the day. After hours of flight and an exhausting trip, you finally get to New Zealand. The only thing you want to do is to rest, but there are so many things to do. First thing you want to do is to buy a SIM card. You're gonna need it for opening a bank account and also for when signing the work contract. So if you can, if it is possible, try to buy it directly at the airport so you don't waste time. Before opening a bank account, you want to ask and apply for an IRD number, which stands for Inland Revenue Department, and it's simply your tax number. They will ask it for when you are signing the work contract, but they might also ask it for when opening the bank account. You can apply for it before moving to New Zealand or when you just moved here. I personally did it when I got here, and it's pretty easy. You can do it online. I will leave the official website in the description below so you can have a look. Now it is time for you to open a bank account. What you would usually do in Europe is just walk into a bank and they'll open it for you instantly. In less than 15 minutes, you get out of the bank with your new bank account. Here in New Zealand, unfortunately, it does not work that way. So they will ask you to either call a number that it's impossible to call because you will wait for hours on the phone without getting any answer, or they'll ask you to do it online. The online process works this way. You apply online, you send their documents, and someone will contact you back asking for more documents. And it took me about 2 weeks to get my bank account number. After those 2 weeks, you have to go to the bank physically, and they'll ask you all over again all the documents to finalize everything. So yeah, it's a waste of time and it's no sense. But you know, you've got to do what you've got to do sometimes. So now let's talk about driving in New Zealand. With your European driving license, you can drive here in New Zealand for up to 1 year, but you cannot rent a car and you cannot drive for companies. So what I suggest you to do, if your plan is not buying a car for just 1 year and you just want to rent one for traveling around now and then, you can translate your driving license. You can do it online. It's pretty quick to do. It costs between $50 to $60 usually. And you just send the paycheck, send your driving license, and between 5 working days they send you back with the translation. Afterwards you have to go to AA Auto Center, which is simply an office where they change your European driving license to the New Zealand one. And with that one you can rent a car and you can also drive for companies if needed. So this is what the process of moving to New Zealand looks like. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this one. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.